It all started in about 1961 when I went to Vox in Dartford and worked on the AC30 and the Continental organ and a lot of other things, guitar organ, in their labs. There were only about 5 or 6 engineers down there anyway at the time, and as I had to go down on the train from where I lived, which was 20 miles the other side of London, Tom Jennings, who was the big boss, suggested to me that I went to London to run his public relations technical department in New Compton Street, which I did, and that saved me half the journey basically. After about a year I decided to throw that in because I was playing football and I had to play on Saturdays, and that was when all the groups turned up, so we got a little bit out of order there. So they promised me I wouldn't have to work on Saturdays, so I left basically. I started up by myself, and that's when I started basically 2 floors above the old Jennings box shop in Charing Cross Road. And a guy from Italy came across and offered me a job there doing an organ, electronic organ, knowing that I'd been working on the Continental. And so in about 3 months I was in Italy working on the new Elka Capri organ, which was one of the first portable organs around at the time. This was 1968, late 64. I only stuck it for about 7 or 8 months till April, then I came back to London, and that's when things were really buzzing in early 65. And I went to one of the shops in Denmark Street. I was working in the back of the shop, had my little laboratory there. People used to come in, all the guitarists used to come in, and one day Vic Flick walked in, who was the James Bond guitar man with the James Bond theme, and he had a little fuzz box with him, a little old Maestro, and he said, "Can you do something with this? Get it to give me a longer sustain." And I said, "Well, leave it with me a couple of days and I'll see what I can do." Couldn't do much with it, to be honest, because it was a very small battery, very low voltage on the battery. So I said, "Well, what I can do, I'll do you one. I'll do a new one." And so I worked on that basic design and did him the first tone bender, which was the Mark I. And he loved it. He loved the sustain, and I used to build about 10 of these a day in a wooden case, which frequently used to get stamped on by the big boots they used to wear at the old times. People like Jeff Beck and that, stamping on them with his boots, which he still wears. Not the same pair, but the same style of boot. And then I moved on to the Mark II. The Mark II tone bender, which was basically, well, it wasn't actually the Mark II, it was the Mark I tone bender. The Mark I tone bender was the 3 transistor one. I moved on to into the cast design in the grey cast type pedal, and it was 2 transistors. That lasted for a short time, and then everybody wanted longer and longer and longer sustain, so I built another transistor on the front end, and I called it the Mark II tone bender, the professional Mark II. And then I went back to Italy in 1968 and started my own business out there, building pedals for CBS Arbiter and Meazzi, and just generally doing my own products and electronic pianos for a company that became, well, it was Univox, which became Korg USA. And then I've been there ever since, basically. And then I met Rick Harrison. Rick Harrison, who's the boss of the JMI and the Hiwatt outfits, who are doing all these new pedals. And they basically, we built all the old pedals. He finally convinced me to do them. And we started out doing all the old range. Every pedal basically that I was associated with. And now we're getting onto the new range, which is the more usable type of pedal board type pedal, smaller, incorporating a lot of the old sounds, at least 4 or 5 of the old original sounds, and some new ones too, so they'll be coming out pretty soon. And we're moving on from there and producing new products and new sounds. If you're looking for a tone bender, and or any of the other pedals that are on the market that have been copied, that are not JMI, be very you've got to be. You might be confounded. You might think you're buying a JMI when you're not, but the JMI pedals will all have certificates, and they will be signed by hand, so you know you're getting the real thing. And look out for that, because sometimes you think you're buying something you're not buying. You've got to be very careful about getting the original JMI designed by Gary Hurst, and that's me. So it's all my fault. This is a professional Mark II, and just looking at it, and the circuit board on this is about as near as you could get to what I used to make in 1965. The same type of board, same layout, the same components, same transistors. It's beautifully made. I mean, I wouldn't put my name to anything other than what I'd already seen and approved, otherwise it would be like shooting your head off by yourself, basically. And this is very well made, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to work just with JMI, because I mean, at least I can, being frequently here, I can control this stuff as it's coming out of the production, and work with the guys that are actually on the ball doing the job. I was thinking of putting the one of my very old pedals, which was the doubler, which is basically a frequency doubler. It's a fuzz box which has another foot switch on it. When you press the foot switch, you get an octave above, and which was very famous in the 60s, this sound. And I'm going to put that in the small player series pedals. So that should be. It's been around for a long time, and people keep asking for it, because it was one time renowned to be the world's most desirable pedal. So why not do it? So that's why I've got to get my skates on and get it into this small pedal. Apart from those, I'll be working on some other really cool sound effects that have been around for a long time, and some that haven't, some that can be developed for the new sounds, and we're going to be putting those into new pedals, new JMI pedals. And I will be building a sort of a custom shop, handmade production of some of the old sounds myself, which will be really handmade and signed by me. I mean, all our pedals are handmade anyway, but obviously I don't make them all by hand. I just follow the design and the production of them, and authorize the quality and that on them. But some of these pedals I will be actually doing a custom shop, hand-built series of these pedals, which will be what we hope will be asked for in the world market. If anybody wants to buy a pedal, they should really get the original, from the original designer and the original maker. I'm not slating anybody. I just can't really understand why. I mean, I would never go and build a pedal exactly the same as somebody else's and sell it. It wouldn't give me any satisfaction of whatever. I mean, it's up to them. I just think that we were there before. I mean, we are the originals. I'm the original designer, so I probably know more about these pedals than anybody else that is copying them at the moment. So you're getting a better job and a better product from JMI, basically. And obviously you can hope for a lot of new things in the future, because this is not where we're not just stopping here. We're going on and on and on, and we're building up this project, and you'll find that you're getting a lot of new pedals as well in the same series, and with new series coming in as well. So we hope it looks good for the future, for us and you.